Welcome to the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Alicia. Greatness is a decision and your birthright. You deserve to love the woman looking back at you in the mirror. This show is for the purpose-driven female entrepreneur who is committed to only counting the time she gets back up. The woman who is ready to ignite the flame within, find her voice, and use the power of her story to transform the lives of those around her. This is your weekly fuel to inspire you to action, where I'll be sharing inspirational stories, real talks with thought leaders and successful entrepreneurs from around the world, and provide you with actionable success strategies for creating a business you love. I'm a content marketing coach, and I'm committed to helping you as an online creator and entrepreneur wherever you are to turn your dreams into a reality, to help you transform your messaging so you can create a genuine connection with your audience and grow your income online. You are far more powerful and stronger than you will ever imagine. We are the warriors. You were born for this. Let's make life your bitch. Hello. Welcome to the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. I am your host, Brittany Alicia, and today is just a quick mini-sode, and I want to have a quick talk with you just about creating balance within your business, because I talk a lot about manifestation on the podcast, but I want to make something really clear that in order for you to bring anything into your life, there is action involved, right? I am not a believer that I have to, I can sit down and I can meditate and, put my crystal in my bra and hope that something happens. It's like I sit down, I have clearly identified, it was a bit of work to sit down and actually clearly identify, what is it that I desire, so that when I do the meditations, visualizations, I actually know what I want. And then from there, what it allows me to do is be in this level of excitement, this joy, to know that it's coming, but then I need to take the next aligned move towards that. So I recently shared, on the 10K guarantee, how I used to work with my clients to hit 10K months. And one of the things that has really frustrated me recently was there's a lot of people on the internet saying that, yes, if you heal yourself, then you're going to bring everything into your life and your business that you desire. And of course, there are beliefs and limiting beliefs and all that you do need to work through in order to be able to show up within your business. But there's also the strategy piece. And so on the other side of things is I'm seeing these women who are, millionaires who are telling you that you don't need to do free masterclasses. You don't have to create free resources. And there's all these things that you don't need to do, but nobody is telling you what to do instead, right? And so that's a question of I see so many women, they're saying, well, I want to grow my audience and, with my audience, I'm putting out content and nobody's reacting to it, or they are, but it's not converting. And it's yeah, because there's this key piece that nobody's talking about, right? They're telling you that you don't need to do those things, but no, like I said, nobody's telling you what to do in place. So I want you to create awareness around why it's not working for you. And here's the reason why. So if you've ever heard about the engagement ladder, it's all about how you're bringing people into your world, into your social media, that they get curious about you, and it's leading them to the sale. Now, I've recently created a free resource. I have 2 of them. I'm going to drop them in the description here. One is called Road to Cash, and the other one is called The Key to 10K. And so it's actually going, both of them have some videos and a workbook that you can actually go through so that you can see this whole piece around the engagement ladder. But I have currently in my engagement ladder, I talk about 7 steps. So the first 3 are all about that know, like. So if you've heard people talk about the know, like, and trust, know and like is people coming into your world on socials. Number 2 is getting them to engage. And number 3 is getting them curious to work with you, right? Or they want to learn more. So that's where they start clicking on your links. They go to your Facebook group. They like you enough that they want to be in your world and learn from you. It's like listening to the podcast. It could be clicking on your website, whatever it is, you've created curiosity. They want to learn more and they're interested in you. And then, steps 4 to 6, this is where there's a gap, because number 4 is creating a free resource. Number 5 is actually getting people to open your emails. And number 6 is people making a purchase. And number 7 is retaining the client. So what I'm seeing happen is people come into your world, you're creating content, and you're jumping all the way down to number 6, putting out offers, hoping that someone purchases. Well, these people coming into your world don't trust you yet. The women who are telling you that you don't need to create free resources, you don't need to tell people, tips and tricks, you don't need to do all these things. Well, the reason that they did that in the beginning, right? And the reason that they no longer have to do that is because people trust them already, right? They come into their world and they see the results. They see the results from client testimonials. They see the results when they're sharing personally about their own success. And so there's this level of trust that is created through that. But if you don't have a bunch of results yourself, if you don't have a bunch of client testimonials, or maybe you're just not sharing about them, nobody trusts you, right? And they come into your world, they want to see can I work with this person? Can this thing that they're telling me they can do, can they actually help me do that? And then there's this gap where they look at your profile and they're like, okay, so she says that she can help people hit 10K months, but she's not, there's no results there. And so for me, one of the things that I can point out within my business was I stopped sharing my client results, and that was based on a limiting belief. I stopped talking about 10K months based on a limiting belief. So I had to re-sit down with my business, get clear, and get really confident on what it is that I do. And that's why I created the 10K guarantee, because I have so much confidence within myself that I can get these women 10K results. Why? Because I've already done it. But I haven't been sharing that with people. When it comes to creating free resources, I haven't been sharing that with people because I was told that I don't need to. But the reality is just because I was hitting 10K months, people that is not enough for people to still trust me, right? So if you're someone who it's well, I get all my clients from referrals, it's 100%. Yes, you do. And the reason your social media isn't working is because the trust is being built outside of social media. Someone's telling you about it. So these people who are giving referrals, get them to create a testimonial, right? So, and get them to type it out so that you can put it on your social media so that people see that you are actually helping. You're actually making a difference. And it's not just you saying, hey, I can help you, right? So I really want to create this awareness around this gap that is being created. And, I'm going on and I'm seeing these women's profiles and it looks like they're so successful. It looks like they're hitting 10K months. And then all of a sudden behind the scenes, I'm hearing that they aren't, right? And that's the big key piece. It's yeah, I can go to your socials and sure, you look professional, but I start scrolling through your content and there's nothing that is breaking that barrier of oh, I trust her enough that now I'm ready to purchase. I've had clients who, make lots of money, right? But even them, they weren't ready to invest until, they took a smaller program with me. And then they thought to themselves, oh, okay, she knows what she's talking about. Now I want to work with her. Or even just getting a free program. They do a masterclass and they're like, oh, she can help me with this. And that was the big shift that I made in my business that, took me down the road of not having the confidence to work with people to now shifting back that it's well, I know I can do this. And now that's why I sat down and I created my value ladder. And I made the decision, you know what? No more daily offers in regards to, a whole bunch of different programs, right? Because then it's you're starting over every single time. And so I changed it and I'm you know what? I get really excited. I get really neat ideas of programs that I want to share with people. And so the decision I made was, well, instead of doing that now, everyone gets that inside the Make Life Your Bitch mastermind. And so I streamlined everything that I was doing. So now it's like I have a clear path into how to work with me. My value ladder, I mean, you can actually go onto these free resources and you can take a peek as to what my value ladder is. And it's like, I know all roads for me lead to the Make Life Your Bitch mastermind. Of course, I do private coaching, but all roads lead there because that is where I get to create the balance with my clients of, let me teach you all the strategy, but at the same time, I'm going to talk to you about mindset, because I can share all the strategy in the world, but if you don't have the mindset and the belief within yourself to destroy the limiting beliefs, none of it's going to work for you. But on the other side of things, if I was only teaching you the mindset stuff and you were trying to go out on your own and figure out the strategy, hoping that now I don't have limiting beliefs, it's like, yeah, there's a gap there, because maybe you're listening to someone who says you don't need all these things. So you have this really positive mindset and you believe it's possible, but the moves that you're making, the action isn't necessarily aligned. So the value ladder, like I said, that I created was like, Make Life Your Bitch, right? That's where I'm leading everyone to. And so what are the steps that I'm doing to build trust, right? That is the whole point of a value ladder, is not to manipulate someone into purchasing from you. The point of a value ladder is not for you to work with, purchase something from me and me leave out a missing piece that you need in order to take that next step. The idea of a value ladder is to continue to build someone and help them get closer and closer proximity to you, right? So the free resource I have is Road to Cash, right? I have two. I have Road to Cash and the 10K training, which the 10K training is actually from Visibility to Cash, but I'm giving it away for free right now. So I have these two free resources. And I also have the podcast, right? And so from there, what is that next step? Well, I have Visibility to Cash. It's a $33 offer. And this is not something where I work with you privately or anything. This is, a low ticket offer. It's $33 where you're ready to take that next step, where I deep dive into the engagement ladder and also the value ladder for you to see how it all works, where I talk about my 5 C's and I go deeper into, the steps that you need to take in order to get yourself to the clients. It's also talks about that mindset, right? And then from there, the next step is a $222 offer at the time of this recording of this podcast. And with that, I actually sit down privately with you for a couple weeks and help you look at your content. We do an audit. We see why it's not working. We talk about your dream client and we create the offer and the value ladder so that where you're leading people to. And when you know where you're leading people to, content becomes super fucking easy. And knowing that, it's when you sit down to do your business, it's not staring into a screen being well, what should I be working on today? It's I actually sit down with you and we create this plan for you. And I call it, there's a 10K roadmap, and we're going to create your roadmap for you to get to 10K. And then the next step is the Make Life Your Bitch mastermind. If you're okay, now I want to jump in because now I trust her. I see that she can get me results. And now I actually want to work with her inside the group mastermind in order to make sure that I'm moving forward with my roadmap, to make sure that, I have the mindset. And so there's obviously with the value ladder, you can skip a step. You can go right from Road to Cash to Make Life Your Bitch. You can go from Visibility to Make Life Your Bitch. And what I 100% want to do is when I bring someone into my world inside Make Life Your Bitch is I want to make sure that you have all the tools that you need in order to be successful. So I actually give as a bonus, if you jump straight in to Make Life Your Bitch, the bonus that I give is that you already get the content, the 10K roadmap, right? So those 2 weeks, I automatically give you. And then I also give you money block removal, to 2 calls with that, where we make sure that your mindset is on point. And so that's why I say with Make Life Your Bitch, it's this beautiful balance. And the reason I'm telling you all of this is because it's important for you to start looking at your business this way. and asking yourself, am I that person who's creating a whole bunch of different programs all the fucking time and wondering why it's not working? And it's because you don't, it's like you're starting over every single time. And if we can create this roadmap for you, it's going to make it easier. And for me, it honestly buys back my time, which being a new mom is super important to me because I'm no longer running all of these programs. I do 2 calls a week starting in January. Right now we do 1. Starting in January, we do 2. One is like strategy every single week, and another one is mindset, once a week. And that way you're getting this happy like combination of both. And because I have such a passion for, talking about abundance and manifestation and all of that, I get to talk about that on the mindset calls. And I don't have to go out there and sell like a whole bunch of people into these mini programs. It's like, okay, well, it's included in the mastermind, right? And so when you can get to that level of confidence in who it is you help, what it is you do, and be willing, like if you can hit that point where it's like, I have a guarantee that I will work with you until, you actually achieve these results because I'm so confident within myself and what I do, it's going to change the entire game of your business. And for me, I was really able to do that when I started looking at the value ladder and seeing the results that I actually have gotten for my clients, that I'm like, oh, I need to be talking about this again because I'm tired. Like I got really frustrated and I've said this, I got really fucking annoyed with the people on the internet telling women who aren't at the 10K months that there's all these things that they don't need to be doing because, I was listening to a thing today that said, if you're looking for a shortcut, it's going to take you longer than the hard road. And it doesn't need to be hard. It does get to be easy, but you need to have the systems in place. You need to have like everything in place in order to ensure that you are on the right path, because trying to take a shortcut isn't going to help when it comes to business. There's an idea around like collapsing time and quantum leaps. And when you actually have the certainty within your business, that is what's going to help you quantum leap, because now you're going to have the belief within yourself and you're going to be vibrating at that higher level, right? But if you are someone who it's like, like I don't want to invest in anything else anymore. I've already taken so many programs, because if you're in my world, you invest in yourself, you invest in your programs, in order to get this success. But you're wondering like, what am I missing? And the thing is everybody's niched down so much that what you've done is you've gone out and you've purchased these programs because you think that's what you need to learn, which you do. Like all of these programs based on just content, based on just mindset, based on just like, the sales and that kind of thing. It's like, yes, you need those, but nobody's actually shown you how to put all these fucking pieces together. And so when I work with my clients, like I tell them, everything you've ever learned up until this point was valuable. Now we're going to take all those programs and I'm going to help you understand how they all fit together, right? Which I think is so important. We need to make sure that like you see that nothing you've ever done was a waste of your time, but now someone needs to show you how to put these pieces together so that you can actually get the results instead of throwing shit at the internet, hoping that something sticks. So my whole point for this episode is that I want you to jump into the description. I want you to grab those 2 free resources, and I want you to take a look as to where your gap is and what you need to be doing instead. Because like I said, it gets to be easy when you have the steps in place that you like in order to start moving you towards that. And then if you want to take that next step with me, you can. But I promise you, in those masterclasses, like there isn't a missing piece. Like there isn't something that you need to do. Like you can take it and you can run with it. Or the whole reason to take the next step is just to go deeper into it. Well, it's like, okay, so I understand this now. I want to learn more. How do I learn more about this? Or it's like that next step of I want proximity. Like I want to sit down with someone and get there faster because I don't want to, try and figure it out on my own. That is the whole point when you're creating any sort of free resource, you're creating any program, value ladder, is it's not leaving out something so that someone doesn't get like results. It's you just go deeper and deeper and deeper into what you're teaching so that like someone, like I said, someone can take it and run with it because maybe they already understand all the other pieces. They're like, oh, okay, so she just put the pieces together for me. Great. I have everything I need. I'm going to go do it. But if you're someone who it's like, well, I want to get there faster. I'm tired of trying to figure this out on my own. That is why I created the $222 offer, is like for those women who want to get there faster, right? And I made it at a price that's super affordable, that it's not something that, you even need to question and be like, okay, well, investing like, thousands of dollars into private coaching, I'm not quite ready for that. And so it's that building that trust for you to see that I can help you. So like I said, grab the free resources because I know it's going to help you. And with that being said, that is it for this episode. So for everyone listening out there, make sure you go out there and you make life your bitch. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please share it with your bestie. And if you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast player. If you have any questions, feedback, or compliments that you want to throw like confetti, you can reach me directly at podcast@makelifeyourbitch.co. Thanks for listening.